Hey guys, it's Ib Douglas here, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. So, in my first episode, I spoke about the number one challenge and number one mistake I made as a graphic designer, which was not learning the basic foundations of design. So, if you haven't listened to that, be sure to go back to the first video and listen to it. Leave a comment, like, and also share with someone who would also find it very helpful and useful. Okay, so today in my part 2 of my design journey, I'll be sharing with you the financial mistakes I made as a designer. Okay, so there are actually 4 financial mistakes, and some I'm actually paying the price for it. But why I'm actually sharing this is so I could also inspire someone. And I'm also doing this for my future self, which definitely I know that in a year from now, 2 years from now, I'll actually be looking back at this video or at this audio and telling myself, yes, I had to do this just to encourage someone. Okay, so the first financial mistake I made was not budgeting early. So when I started out my graphic design journey in when I started freelancing as a designer in 2021, I never had a budget of what I wanted to do with the money I was making. So I was making money, but the money was going and I could not calculate and account for where that money was going into. So I know that I needed things for my business. I know I needed to invest in my business and all that. But just because I didn't write down what I was going to get, whenever the money comes, 1 or 2 things will always come up. Normally, we're all Nigerians here. Apart from even those who are listening to this who are not Nigerians, we can all understand how it feels when money comes into your hands and you've not actually planned how you're going to spend that money. A lot of things comes up at that moment and you spend without even accounting for how that money went. And so because I wasn't budgeting early enough that time, whenever I had money, just because I knew that I had that money, I was spending it, and it wasn't like as if I was spending it on frivolous things. I was actually spending it on useful things, right? But I couldn't account for those things. And at the end of the day, when I discovered that, okay, there were certain things I should have bought when I had that money, I ended up regretting why I didn't get it, and I had to start waiting. And so that really triggered a huge lesson for me, and that's the number one mistake I'm sharing here for you guys to take note. So please, if you are listening to this, start budgeting early. Write down what you want. Start by writing down your needs, what you know it's a priority that you need financially to get, right? So you're a designer, or you are a content creator, or you are a web developer, or whichever skill set or whichever category you fall under, and you know that you actually need certain equipment. Let's say as a designer, you need a laptop, you need a new mouse, you need a touch, you need other things, and you don't actually write down your budget, right? You see that when money comes, you will not be able to save for those things because you don't have it in your budget. You haven't written those things down. You won't be able to save, and that's a very big problem, and you might actually have a lot of regret. So please learn from my mistake. So that's financial mistake number 1. The second financial mistake I made was not charging high enough. I wasn't charging at a high rate as a designer. So I got to this point in 2022 where I was more confident with myself as a designer. In 2022, I was more confident. I was doing brand identities, more of brand identity designs though. And I really had a low rate. And the reason why I had a low rate was also because, one, I wasn't comfortable and bold enough to charge higher. I felt that maybe I was trying to look for a certain audience that could afford my rate, so I was a bit scared, and I think that's also something some of us may be passing through. Then I was a bit scared. I never knew I could actually charge for a brand identity design of over 100k. Then my highest then in 2022, earlier months of 2022, then my highest was 30,000. Was 30,000. Then I didn't even have a rate card. I just wrote it down in my notepad, and I always share it to my clients on WhatsApp whenever they need my prices. So this also goes down to other designers or whoever that is listening to it. Make sure you have a rate card. A rate card comprises of the packages of the services you offer with their prices attached to it. So whenever your client comes and asks you, okay, how much do you charge for so days, always ensure that you send the rate card. Why should you have a rate card? One, it shows that you're a serious business, and it also makes your client takes you serious. It shows your clients that you're serious, and it also makes them take you serious. So that's why you should have a rate card. So if you really want to know more about rate cards, I think you should check out Mr. Tola Alabi's YouTube channel. That's Pro Up Masterclass. Go down, you look for where he actually discusses about rate cards, or you could actually search on Google or YouTube. But that's not what I'm focusing on now. So back to what I was saying. I was really scared of charging higher. I felt I wasn't comfortable and confident enough to charge at a higher rate. So I was really charging less for brand identity designs that I know that others could charge higher. And I also think that also because I felt maybe I didn't know much. I felt I didn't know much of what I was doing at that time. So I felt that rate was enough. But just because it still boils down to budgeting. Because I didn't budget, because then definitely I need a new laptop. So just because I didn't write it down, it wasn't in my budget, it affected my rate. I didn't have a budget of equipment I needed to buy, and I knew that I needed a laptop. But because I didn't write those things down, it even affected my rate. So you can imagine me doing a full brand identity design for 30,000. Now, when my tithe goes out, then my feeding goes out, then other things goes out, other things that I need to do goes out. What will I now use to still save for the laptop? So I charged at a very low rate. So what I'm advising you to do is make sure you actually find out from other designers. That's why it's always important you should be in design communities and also ask questions. At that earlier time, I didn't ask questions from other designers. That was a mistake I made. I didn't ask questions from other designers to know what a normal charge should be like for a brand identity design and all that. I didn't have that knowledge then. I just felt, okay, this rate was okay for me based on the level I was thinking then, or the level I was then. But I was actually doing better brand identity designs than some other persons, some of my mates. And some of my mates were charging 50, 70, and 80K, but I was charging 30,000 just because I didn't know, just because I wasn't confident in charging higher. Also because I didn't have a budget of what I was going to save that money for. So please always do well to ask designers ahead of you what the rate of whatever services you are offering should be like. So you could actually now look, okay, this is your level, this is what you know, and this is what you're comfortable to charge. Also based on what you are also planning to invest back to your business. So that's the second mistake. I didn't charge at a higher rate. The third financial mistake I made was not saving enough. I wasn't saving enough. So this still boils down to my budgeting. So that's why I had to mention that first mistake, not budgeting early enough. So because I didn't have a budget of what I needed to invest back into my business, I needed a laptop, I needed a better mouse, I needed a monitor, I needed all those other things. Because I never wrote those things down, I wasn't saving well. Once I get a job, 10% goes into my tithe and I have 90%. Now, out of that 90%, I would have saved 50 comfortably. But I wasn't doing that. Instead, I could maybe use it for one or two contributions or something, one thing or the other. I wasn't really saving enough. I could actually, I think I even saved I was even saving 20%. That was very small, very small. Please, I won't advise you to do that. If you are going to save, right? If you are going to save at least, if you can, save at least 40%. So I'm giving the benchmark here. This is not like a financial advice anyways, but I think this is what you should do. If actually you are investing, you are saving for the rainy day, and you are also saving to invest in your business, all right, I feel you should save a comfortable amount, a comfortable percentage of at least 40%, right? So because I didn't save enough for the rainy day, I didn't save properly for even investing back into my business. I found out that even when I didn't have jobs at some certain times, I was actually broke. I was broke, I kid you not, because money I had made from other jobs, I didn't have enough savings that would sustain me till I get another job. So I had to now start borrowing money. Could imagine I had to start borrowing, then when I get a job I now have to pay back. So even what I'm not supposed to enjoy from the new gig I get, I won't enjoy it. It now means like me paying back debts. Do you understand? So please don't make that mistake. If you want to save at least 40%. At best, save above 50. Because saving for the rainy day and also saving for your business helps you. So even when you know that you don't have a job the next time, save like as if you save as if it's your last job. Save as if you are not even going to get, God forbid, but save as if you are not going to get a gig for the next month. Do you understand? So that what you've saved can be able to sustain you, and also with other things you want to do, both for yourself and for your business. Very important. The final financial mistake I made as a designer is not saving in foreign currency. That's like saving in dollars. Now we're in Nigeria, and we all understand how the inflation of the naira can become, and how devalued the naira is actually becoming every single year. It's very, very important to save in foreign currency, so that when such things like this happen, I think now this is 17th of February, we're very much aware on how POS are not working. Many of us now, we can't even withdraw money and all those other things. Some of us had to even trek. I had to trek to where I had to trek to my church today. I had money, but I couldn't use the money because POSs were not taking, can't withdraw because of the financial issues and all that the country is experiencing with old and new notes. And so I had to trek. But the what I'm saying here is being able to save in dollars helps you balance that or counteract that inflation that happens, right? So you see that when you save in dollars and you are now converting it back to our normal currency and all that, it actually saves you a lot, right? It actually saves you a lot. It actually helps a lot. One of the key apps I use in saving, which I wasn't saving in dollars enough then, but I'll advise you to do that now. I've actually started taking notes because I had to learn from my lessons anyways. One of the major fintech apps I use in saving in dollars is PiggyVest. I've been using PiggyVest for the past 3 years now. I actually save in PiggyVest, but like I said, I wasn't saving enough, both in the dollars and in the naira. So I advise you to use PiggyVest. It's a very popular and already approved fintech app for savings. It has a lot of saving features, target features, safe lock feature, the piggy bank feature, and the dollar saving feature. So invest in dollars, but make sure that whatever it is you are saving in dollars isn't money that you are going to use for the rainy day, or it shouldn't be money that you are going to use for family. Whatever money you are putting there in dollars, it should be something that that you can save for years, right? So that's what I would advise you to do. So those are the 4 financial mistakes I made as a graphic designer. And the bonus one is live below your means. Live below your means. Live below your means. I didn't make that mistake, but I've actually noticed a lot of people making such mistakes. A lot of people have made that mistake, and I think it will be very, very good to mention that always live below your means. So you are earning 50,000 naira a month. Why will you now go and buy an iPhone or go and buy a dress that is 60 or 70k or even 30,000? You are earning 50k a month and you get a dress of 30,000. Then the 20,000, what are you not going to use 20,000? How will 20,000 manage you for the entire month? So always live below your means, not above your means, please. Don't try to impress anybody. I mean, you are living your life for yourself. You are not living it for any man or woman. Actually, you are living to please God, by the way. But don't try to please others and you displease yourself. They don't know what you are going through. They don't know where you are coming from. Do you understand? So please, when you make money, don't try to show off. You know what you are earning, and so cut your cloth according to your size. I use God beg you. I'm speaking pidgin so that you guys can relate with me. Please live below your means. Like I said, it always starts from the budgeting, right? First of all, put down your needs, not your wants. Wants are things that are just satisfactory and it's temporary. These are just temporal satisfaction things, right? Or temporal satisfactory things. These are your wants. But your needs are actually things that you need that will help you, that's good for you, that you need either for your personal investment or for your business. So it all boils down to the first thing, which is the budgeting. Budget what you want to spend your money on so that when that money comes, you can account for it. Do you understand? Now, I'm not saying that if you have bad clothes or bad shoes, because you are trying to live below your means, you keep wearing those bad shoes and bad clothes. No. I mean, you need to look good. Be it a designer, be it a content creator, be it you definitely you have to look good, right? So, I mean, they are okay wears. They are okay shoes and all that. So, at least get good clothes, right? But don't try to get the expensive ones. As your level increases, then you can actually get them. The higher your income, the higher you can get good clothes and all that, but always still live below your means. So these are my financial mistakes I made as a designer, including the bonus. If you can relate well with this video, do well to drop a comment, do well to like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications for more videos I'll be dropping on this channel. Also do well to share this video to someone who would definitely find it useful and helpful. All right, thank you so much for your time, and I still remain IB Douglas. Do have a great day, guys.